Topping the headlines, 2 area men are facing serious charges after being linked to a string of home break-ins in Halifax County. This year's college roundup once again brought in hundreds of students focused on higher learning, and area nightclubs may come under new rules after tonight's City Council meeting. I'm Marie Torres. These stories and more coming up on your NewsBreak briefing.
From WHIG-TV, this is NewsBreak 31. Now, here's Marie Torres.
Hello and thanks for watching WHIG-TV NewsBreak. We're briefing you on news going on in our community. 2 area men are facing serious charges after being linked to a string of home break-ins in Halifax County. Recently, Halifax County Sheriff's Office Lieutenant B.L. Martin said the 2 Rocky Mount men, 21-year-old Anthony Hendricks and 22-year-old Roderick Hill, were charged with 3 counts each of breaking and entering and larceny after breaking and entering, 2 counts of injury to personal property, and 1 count each of possession of stolen goods and larceny, even of a dog. In addition, Hill, who is being held in Halifax County under a $70,000 bond, was also charged with possession of a firearm by a felon, and Hendricks was charged with possession of a stolen firearm. Hendricks is being held under a $50,000 bond. Residents reported the home break-ins in the South Brown Road area of Enfield. Wednesday, deputies stopped a car occupied by Hill and Hendricks that matched the description given by witnesses. In other news, this year's college roundup once again brought in hundreds of students focused on higher learning. Take a look. Saturday's event, which was geared toward helping students find their right fit, was held at the Thomas E. Fleming building on the campus of Edgecombe Community College in Tarboro and was graced by actress Kim Coles as the guest speaker. We spoke to several in attendance, including director Faye Smith, about the day's events.
Today's roundup is awesome. We have all these schools, all these students. These schools are begging students to come to their table. They're giving away money. They're accepting students. They're waiving application fees. I know we have over 1,000 students here today. And Kim Cole was just down to earth. And words cannot describe today's activity. It is just really, really awesome.
All right. Can you tell us the importance of College Roundup?
College Roundup is designed to help students receive a post-secondary education. We work primarily for marginalized students, underserved, underprivileged students. Our goal is that if our students has a desire and motivation to receive a post-secondary education, we're going to try to help them. Yeah, plain and simple. Desire and motivation. We invite these schools. These schools are here to help these students, and these students are really, really taking advantage of the opportunity.
We also heard from some excited students about their college hopes and about the day's roundup.
My name is De'Arius Payne. I'm from Martin Middle, about to go to T-High, freshman.
Okay, tell us about your experience here today.
Well, it's great. I mean, I'm learning more about schools and what kind of college you can do and how you can get education real good for a cheap price.
Okay, tell us about some of the schools that you're interested in.
I'm interested in Elizabeth City, Shaw University, ECU, all different kinds of schools to get away from Tarboro. Because you need to get away from Tarboro once in your life.
My name is Tori Darden. I'm from D.H. Conley High School in Greenwood, North Carolina.
Okay, tell us how today's roundup has been.
I really enjoyed it so far. I have to say my favorite part was Kim Cole speaking, because one of my favorite shows is Living Single, so that's what I really enjoyed.
Okay, did she talk to you all about, I guess, motivation and trying to pursue your goals?
She told us, it's okay to follow your dreams, but have a plan B, and that it's important to have education no matter what you do.
Okay, any schools you're interested in here?
Well, so far I think maybe Grambling, because the speaker there, the representative, was really friendly and gave a lot of information. But the schools that weren't here, probably Howard or Spelman University.
Parents especially thought the roundup gave great incentives for their kids and their college prospects.
Well, I actually have 2 children. My name is Frederick Bunch. This is my son Xavier Bunch. I have have a junior, and he's a freshman. And coming out here today, I think, is just an opportunity for the children to actually understand and know what the college is all about, what they're expecting. Also, not to mention the financial aid and monies that are going to be given for those families that need them. I'm one of them. And I just think it's just a great opportunity for them to get an opportunity to look at the schools and see what they're looking for and to know what they need to do in order to succeed and come out here to college.
And of course, we couldn't leave without speaking to at least one college representative. He too is just as excited to meet and greet these promising future students.
Today the students have been asking some very intriguing questions, i.e. they want to know about all the courses that are required for admission to the university. Additionally, they're asking about SAT scores and also ACT requirements as well. Particularly, these students are looking for an opportunity to apply to the college of their choice. They want to know about application fee waivers, and guess what? Today, Fayetteville State University, we are waiving application fees for all the students that are interested in applying. Today, the students have been coming around asking some great questions. We're pretty excited about them. They're all across from North Carolina, from Washington, D.C., from Maryland. I've had a couple of students from Atlanta as well. So we are excited for all the students. This is my 4th year attending the College Roundup, and we are so excited to be here, and we'll be back next year.
The event, which showcased several colleges from our area and beyond, was held from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. with registration at 8 a.m. The time was enough to give many students a chance to apply for and learn how getting into the school of their choice could bridge the gap from their high school days of today until their hopeful college careers of tomorrow. In Tarboro, WHIG TV. It really was a great event. When we return on Newsbreak, a new business is luring the community with some tasty treats, and we'll hear the latest from animal advocates opposed to the gas chamber for our local animals. These stories and more right after these words.
The Better Business Bureau gives this dealership an A+ rating. Their customers rated them #1 in sales satisfaction among hundreds of other GM and Honda dealers. Readers of the Rocky Mount Telegram voted them best automotive dealership. Could all these experts be wrong? Find out for yourself. The dealership, Davenport Auto Park in Rocky Mount. They are your headquarters for Buick, GMC, Honda, and all types of pre-owned vehicles. Davenport Auto Park in Rocky Mount. Drive the best.
We're your news team, bringing it home to you with meteorologist Fred Holdsworth, anchor Marie Torres, sports reporter Edward Green, and Matt Habit, our studio guy. WHIG TV Newsbreak, your voice in the community.
The Country Inn and Suites is your home away from home with a staff that always treats you as family. If you or your church or company has visitors, give them a great Rocky Mount welcome with a special discount on their overnight or extended stay. Not only is the Country Inn and Suites a comfortable place, we'll spoil them with fresh cookies and complimentary breakfast. We are filled with luxuries like an indoor pool, fitness center, and a guest laundry. The Business Center includes a boardroom, connection to high-speed internet, and catering for meetings is always available. Call me, Donna Chavis, at 252-442-0500 for a tour and or to set up your corporate rate. You're always welcome as family in the Country Inn and Suites, Rocky Mount.
Welcome back. This is your WHIG TV Newsbreak briefing. I'm Marie Torres. A new Wilson business is making itself known to the community. Recently, Pammy's Specialty Cake and Candy Supplies had its grand opening celebration. In attendance was Pammy herself and several other prominent officials in Wilson.
To have everyone here, this is certainly a great turnout. Pam's done a great job, and we're glad to be here this morning and have a grand opening for this new facility. We're here at Brentwood Shopping Center in Wilson. Delighted to have our TV friends with us here also. At this point, I'd like to turn the mic over to the mayor for some comments.
Well, thank you, Bruce. You know, I was just standing here thinking all of us like a birthday cake, don't we? I do. I like to see a birthday cake. And I like to see it pretty, decorated pretty. Well, you know what? Right here in this store, you can get anything in the world you want to put on a birthday cake. You don't have to go to Rocky Mount. You don't have to go to Nashville. You don't have to go to Greenville. You don't have to go anywhere else except right here in Wilson. You can buy anything you want in this store to decorate with. Right, Pam? Oh, yes. So let me encourage all of our people to come to Wilson and decorate, get their cakes and decorate them right here from this store, and we'll all be happy. So I'm happy to be here. As Bruce said, I'm happy to be here today. We love to see new business come to our city. We know that Wilson's growing and new business help us grow. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. And none of us would be here this morning if it wasn't for Pamela and this beautiful shop and this beautiful facility. So, ma'am, it's all your time.
Oh, thank you. First off, I would like to thank everybody for showing up to our grand opening. We have a lot of great products here in the store. We have edible images, gift cards. We even have decorating classes, you know, for the new decorator or an experienced decorator who would like to brush up on their skills. Again, I would really like to thank everybody for coming out and for your support, for helping us get our name out in the community, and I really appreciate it.
Pammy's is located on 2801 Ward Boulevard in Wilson. In other news, area nightclubs may come under new rules after tonight's City Council meeting. A part of tonight's City Council agenda is a public hearing on an ordinance amending the City Code of the City of Rocky Mount to provide regulation and licensing of bars, taverns, and nightclubs. The ordinance would require these businesses to secure a city license. The license, which is to be renewed annually, would be at least $250. This license can also be revoked or suspended by the Chief of Police if 5 or more arrests occur on the property, resulting in criminal charges within a year. If approved, the ordinance would affect those businesses that have gross alcohol receipts that exceed food sales. It's been quite a long struggle, but local animal advocates say they still are awaiting for answers from our local governing bodies. We recently sat down for an update with Sandy Holt and Shelley Milburn, who also showcase our pets of the week.
We asked for some public records about the Nash County Animal Shelter, and I recently received an email stating that the gas chamber that they use is really out of date, and it's very, very dangerous, not only for the animals but for the people that work there. And we're still trying to figure out how this chamber passes inspections. We're not getting a lot of answers from the people in the county that, you know, that are over the animal shelter.
There were some funds that were kind of, didn't really know exactly where those funds were going to, and I know that you all have been trying to reach people in local government. Did you ever get an answer?
No, we're still waiting.
We haven't gotten any answers. I've also asked them, they said that it would cost an additional, it would cost a total of $36,000 a year for the shelter to convert to euthanasia by injection, and that is by contracting a veterinarian to do the work. But 4 of the shelter staff are licensed through the Department of Agriculture to administer that themselves as a regular part of their job. And you know, counties across the state, the shelter staff do it. They don't contract a veterinarian unless it's a county that has a lot of extra funds. They choose to do that. But counties that have limited funds don't typically hire a veterinarian to do the work. So we're kind of wondering why is that the case? You know, and I have not gotten any response on that as to why they choose to contract the veterinarian when they could save money. They already pay $12,000 a year to contract the veterinarian to euthanize a certain percentage of the animals, and that's $12,000 of taxpayer money. And we really don't have a reason as to why they choose to spend that. Spay or neuter your pets. Cut back on the overpopulation. Try to contact a rescue before you take your pet to the shelter. There's a rescue for every breed. There's a rescue that takes, you know, mixed breeds, everything. So try that avenue before you take them to the shelter. A lot of people are under the misconception that every animal goes to the shelter and gets adopted, you know, and gets to live happily ever after. That's not the case. Most of the time they're put down, they're killed, because nobody comes forth and wants to adopt them. So spreading the awareness about the shelter, and how you can get, you know, great little dogs from there, any kind of dog you want. Just gotta make people more aware of that.
People that live in Nash County, if they would contact the county health department, Bill Hill is one person they can contact. Wayne Outlaw is another, and voice their concerns and let them know that they don't want their tax dollars going towards gassing these poor animals.
And the animals that you have here today, they're special because why? Tell us.
Well, they came from the shelter,
Mm-hmm.
and so you can see how cute they are, and they're purebred Chihuahua and purebred Boston Terrier, and if they were not adopted or rescued by us, they would be killed. And you know, it's hard to believe something like this cute and sweet and great could just be tossed aside and, you know, just be killed because nobody wants it. And this one came from Nash County, and this one came from Rocky Mount Shelter. So just a prime example of what you get here locally.
Mm-hmm. But you say they're not just trying to change euthanasia practices in our area, but other things like the shelters being open on Saturdays and the shelters allowing volunteers to help an understaffed facility to help care for the animals. To check out the latest going on with animal advocacy, you can visit the group on Facebook named Stop the Gas Chamber at Nash County Animal Shelter. After the break, the latest in sports and weather. Stay with us.
These pre-owned vehicles all come equipped with a lifetime warranty. Free Carfax history reports offer additional peace of mind, and they've all passed rigorous quality and safety inspections. Only then do they earn the right to wear the label DFL certified. Thinking they might be a tad expensive? Guess again. Every one of these pre-owned vehicles is priced below Kelly Blue Book value. Where? Davenport Auto Park in Rocky Mount. Your dealership for life. Who says you can't afford to drive the best?
The Country Inn & Suites is your home away from home with a staff that always treats you as family. If you or your church or company has visitors, give them a great Rocky Mount welcome with a special discount on their overnight or extended stay. Not only is the Country Inn & Suites a comfortable place, we'll spoil them with fresh cookies and complimentary breakfast. We're filled with luxuries like an indoor pool, fitness center, and a guest laundry. The Business Center includes a boardroom, connection to high-speed internet, and catering for meetings is always available. Call me, Donna Chavis, at 252-442-0500 for a tour and or to set up your corporate rate. You're always welcome as family in the Country Inn & Suites, Rocky Mount.
And we're back. To give us a look ahead in weather, here is WHIG TV's meteorologist, Fred Holdsworth. Fred?
A little bit cooler today than it was yesterday. Yesterday we were up in the upper 70s. Today we will be in the upper 50s. So we're about 20 degrees cooler today than we were yesterday. And the reason for that is a cold front, a dry one, has moved through our area overnight. Our winds have shifted around to the northeast. And they will be, rather gusty today, running 10, 20 miles per hour. And this gusty northeast wind is going to make it seem a bit cooler than the upper 50s. So if you're going out today, keep that in mind. But as we go through the week, we'll see our temperatures recover and get back up into the 70s. And by Friday, we will be in the upper 70s again with a sunny sky. We could have some rain moving in here Thursday night, and, not Thursday night, I'm pushing ahead for that weekend. Tuesday night, Wednesday, and then clearing out Wednesday night, and then a sunny skies return and a warming temperature. So the Latter part of the week will be the week for outdoor time for outdoor activities. Must be Monday or something. Let's take a look at our upper air chart and see what's going on in the upper regions. And this is why we're having our milder temperatures. This is a zonal flow in our area from west to east, just about flat there. And this is keeping the cold air bottled up in Canada to our north, and it's not going to be able to work its way down because the flow in the upper regions is from the west to the east. This is bringing in the mild Pacific air, and this will keep a modified temperature over our area going into the weekend. Saturday we could see the mid-70s under a sunny sky, and this zonal flow will keep those temperatures moderate for this time of year. Usually this time of year our lows are in the 40s and our highs in the mid-60s. So when we get into the mid and upper 70s, we're around 10 to 15 degrees above normal from what we usually are. Well, let's take a look now at our forecast, and we'll see what we can expect. Today, partly cloudy, a bit cooler with a high of 58, a northeast wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy with a low of 39. Winds will be out of the east around 7 miles per hour. For Tuesday, chance of rain developing late in the day with a high of 57. Winds will be east at 7. Tuesday night, chance of showers with a low of 52. Winds will be east at 7. Wednesday, cloudy, chance of showers continues with a high of 70 degrees. Winds will be east and then shift to the west at 8 miles per hour. Wednesday night, partly cloudy with a low of 42. Sunny on Thursday with a high of 70. Thursday night clear, low of 45. Friday sunny with a high of 78 and a low of 53 Friday night. Our high temperature yesterday, 77. Our low this morning was 44. And that's a look at your Rocky Mount weather. Now back to you.
Thanks, Fred. And here with us with the latest in sports is Edward Green. Tell us what's going on this week.
Well, we got a good weather update from Fred just a few minutes ago, and it looks like it's going to be pretty sunny this week with a little rain, but those temperatures are coming up, which is great because high school baseball is starting. Yeah. So we do need those temperatures to come on up because I've played some games in 40, 50-degree temperatures. Not fun, especially with those aluminum bats. But anyway, after 3 crazy days in Greensboro with the ACC basketball tournament, it seemed fitting that the conference's 2 most storied programs fought it out Sunday for the championship. Now, what was more surprising than some of the finals that we had during the tournament was the latest chapter in the Duke-North Carolina rivalry was never really that close. Both teams came out pumped up, but unlike other meetings in the past, Duke took control of the inside early and went right at the Tar Heels' front line, jumping out to an 8-0 lead. A lead that for the rest of the game would be in single digits. And it would not be a Blue Devils victory if they did not shoot well from 3. They went 9 for 20 as a team. The confetti Duke flew during the final seconds and trophy presentation as Duke won 75-58. Now, ACC Player of the Year Nolan Smith was dominant in the game, leading his team with 20 points and 10 assists. Vaunted freshman Harrison Barnes, just 1 day removed from going 40 points against Clemson, could only muster 16 on 6 for 15 shooting. And this was Duke's 19th title and 3rd straight. So how did this affect NCAA seeding? Well, Duke clinched a 1 seed with the win, but will be shipped west in their regional. For now, they play Hampton Friday afternoon in Charlotte and would meet the winner of Michigan-Tennessee. Carolina sits comfortably at a 2 seed in the East region, and like Duke, will play in Charlotte to start, first with a game against Long Island on Friday at 7:15, then against the winner of Washington, Georgia. And now 2 other ACC teams made the dance. Florida State is a 10 seed in the Southwest region and plays 7th seeded Texas A&M in the first round and would most likely play Notre Dame in the second. That game is at 4:15 Friday in Chicago. And Clemson will be one of the first teams to play as they take on UAB in Dayton Tuesday at 9. Now this is part of the new first 4 games with the expansion to 68 teams. And the winner of that play-in game advances to Tampa and the East region to play West Virginia at 2:15. And two teams squarely on the bubble that saw theirs burst Sunday were Boston College and, more shockingly, Virginia Tech. Both are 1 seeds in the NIT, with the Hokies hosting Bethune-Cookman Wednesday at 8, while Boston College stays in Chestnut Hill to play McNeese State at 9 on Tuesday. Now, Virginia Tech and fellow bubble teams like Colorado and Alabama, who did not make it, did not have overly strong seasons. But the inclusion of two teams in particular, aforementioned UAB as well as Virginia Commonwealth, drew large amounts of criticism from many people, including ESPN's Dick Vitale.
Unanimous out here if we were on the committee. I mean, how? I was not even thinking about them. As Jay said, they weren't even on my forecast to think about it. Losing to East Carolina, when you think about UAB, losing to Arizona State, who had a really subpar year and a very average Pac-10 this year. I mean, look at that resume. Then you look on the other side, and Coach Smart does a heck of a job, and I love his potential. But I look at their games, and I think about losing to Northeastern and Georgia State twice, to South Florida. I mean, give me a break. How do you face those kids from Colorado who beat Kansas State 3 times, not once, who beat Texas, who beat Missouri? I mean, it makes no logic whatsoever. And I know it's very difficult, and we talked about, as Jay and as Hubert and Digger have said, from day one about the weakness of all those bubble teams. And there's so truth to what Hubert said. You can make a case to put any of those teams in, any of those teams out. And they've decided in this case to put Colorado out, which I think was an injustice. Totally unfair. No way in the world if you put Colorado. My wife knows diddly about basketball, but if you put her here and said, look at Colorado's resume, look at UAB, and look at VCU, it'd be an M&M, a mismatch, man. It would be like a beauty contest. Roseanne Barr walking in versus Scarlett Johansson. No shot. None whatsoever. And the same on the other side, when you look at teams like VCU, UAB over Colorado and Virginia Tech, my heart goes out for Delaney and for kids like Allen and those kids at Virginia Tech. They've gotten a raw deal now. Last year, this year, and you can even make a case for St. Mary's. I want the committee to explain that. Now, I know these guys are dedicated, and I agree with Jay. Why not a case for Harvard? If you're going to honor NCAA, the true, genuine definition of a student athlete, does it get more so than up there in Harvard? Think about it. They beat Colorado. They beat Boston College at Boston College. They beat Boston U, that's in the tournament. I think you can make a great case for Tommy Amica at Harvard. Wow.
And Marie, I know I was stunned by the inclusions of some of these teams, but at the end of the day, the thing about this sport is, if you want to make it into the dance, you have a way. You win your conference tournament, you clinch the auto bid, and then there's no complaint on Sunday. But some very weird selections by the committee this year. One of the first years in a while we could say they didn't do a good job.
Oh, okay. Well, all I can say is go Duke. Or did I just say
Fair
that?
enough.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough. No, that's fine if you want to.
Sorry, Edward.
Good luck at getting me to Everyday Sports again, by the way.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the
No
report
problem.
today. This has been your NewsBreak briefing. Tune in tomorrow for our live news at noon. For WHIG TV, I'm Marie Torres. We'll see you next time.